Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy Raptor Spiritus, and I am back with another one for you. So in today's video, I'm kind of going to go over just what my fleet is looking like right now, but kind of what I'm thinking about doing for IAE. Well, it's kind of a two-part thing. So I'm not making the money I used to, so just buying ships arbitrarily is not going to be a thing for a while, which is fine, you know. So, and then the other portion of it is basically I've gotten to this point where, you know, there's a lot of ships that I have that I like. However, I don't use them. And if you know anything about me, if it's not serving an active purpose in what I'm using it for me, it just turns into where I don't think I'm going to need it. And therefore I am okay with melting it down. And as we're coming up to IAE, where they have a couple new ships, especially ones that I am kind of looking forward to getting and that I really kind of want, some things are going to have to go. It's just the way it is. So we're going to take a quick look at what I currently have and then what my ideas are. And hey, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if what I'm going to do as far as switching ships up or upgrading ships to other things. Tell me what your thoughts are. And of course, a lot of this depends on what actually some of these ships that we don't really know about, that we haven't seen like already, like straight up, because you know we have some silhouettes of things, but it doesn't really do the actual ship justice until we actually get to see it, see how it looks and performs when it's actually in the verse. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. Let's see what we got so far. So as you can see, this is my current fleet right now. This is what I actually have in the hangar. These two ships right here, the Zeus MR. The Zeus isn't out yet as far as the MR version of it, so I'm still holding on that because I do like it. It's basically my in quantum entangler. It has a EMP. It's my bounty hunting ship. So I'm looking. This is one I'm probably never gonna get rid of. I wish it was out. It's not out yet. So yeah, that one's gonna be staying forever. Obviously, as you all know, my flagship is the Drake Corsair, the Emerald Duchess. I'm never getting rid of the ship. I don't care what's out there. It's my favorite ship. I love it. As I said, the Ironclad, which is coming up. Armor transport, you can't freaking beat it. Slash mini carrier. This is going to be an interesting ship, to say the least. They have two versions. They have the Assault, which this is the one I have right now up on the screen. But I actually own the regular Ironclad. Currently, I thought about upgrading it to the Assault. I'm not sure. I got to see how I feel about it, because the Assault does have a component builder or whatever that you can create, or you can build components, but I don't know what size it goes up to. So it may only be able to make size 1 components. I don't know. Size 2 maybe, who knows? But if that's the only thing for it, and it has where you can repair, at least, maybe not re-armor, refuel, but at least repair. They say if you can fit it in where the repair area is, which might be towards the back of the ship, you can do it. But there's only so many things besides ground vehicles that can fit in there. And I thought it was a good idea, because if you can fit, let's say, like if the Firebird can fit in that little space, I can re-armor, repair from there, and again use it like kind of a little mini carrier. But as I thought about it, again, it's limited to the number of ships that can fit in there, or ground vehicles. So that I have to keep that in mind. So currently right now I'm thinking maybe just to keep the regular one. I don't know, because the other portion of it, if you're soloing the ship, because it does say it's a minimum crew of 1, maximum crew of 6 for both these variants. If the firepower for a single player, because remember, a lot of this is due off of me being a single player. If the firepower is the exact same for a single player as far as pilot controlled weapons for both The assault and the regular ironclad variant, again, that's a big factor. So I might just stick with what I have, but we will see. I might upgrade it to the new one. I mean, not new one, to the assault. I don't know yet. I have to kind of see what's going on. I kind of like the idea that it has tractor beam. So if I want to pull something in from space into the bay and do whatever, I can do handheld salvaging or mining, or, you know, whatever it may be. So it depends, you know, on what how they function. So, but either way, I'm keeping it. Then, of course, I have a couple of fighters. I have my stealth missile boat right here, the Firebird. I love this thing. Being only 2 clicks out, and I can, or 3 clicks out, and I can toss a volley of missiles as long as I'm not being seen, is pretty awesome. Can't beat that. Love it. I got the Wolf just because it's a cool little small little snub fighter. It's pretty dope. I like it. It's a little small little fire thing, but they got a new one coming out, the L22. If the L22 was just a laser cannon version, I don't really care that much about it. I do like the ballistics on it, and like I said, I like the sleek look, so I'm gonna stick with this. The Golem, I like having a little bit of everything, so it's my little miner, so I'm gonna keep that. The SRV, I've used this thing a few times, and especially with my org mates when we were going through that bug that they had a couple patches back where your quantum fuel would just disappear and then you couldn't go anywhere. This thing comes in clutch. I would go out there and haul them back. It was great. But I did try to use it recently with the Paladin. I saw an abandoned Paladin. I tractored it up, and then I ended up bringing it into space, and then I tried to quantum with it, and I couldn't quantum. It's the weirdest thing. So that one is on the fence right now. I don't know. I mean, I don't use it enough. I do like the ship. I think it's a cool looking ship and a, you know, a nice little ride around. And like I said, if I wanted to gank random ships that are hanging out that are just littering the verse and then salvage them, it's a great tool to use. I just don't know if it's worth me keeping. So that is possibly up for grabs. Next, we have my salvager. Obviously, I'm not getting rid of that. It's my salvager. I do more salvaging than I do mining. I love this thing. It's staying. My Hornet, it's staying. I had the F78 Lightning, and really, as soon as the Hornet came out, how nimble it is, the firepower it has, really and truly, I ended up using more than my Lightning, so I ended up melting my Lightning down. I didn't see the point of having both because they both kind of were alike, but just the F7A Hornet is just so much more nimble. I love it as a combat fighter, hands down. So that's staying. Meteor, I got this ship. I kind of like it, and I got it almost basically in place because whenever I upgraded the Guardian QI to the MX, I lost a bed. And it's nice being able to bed log sometimes, but I don't have to go somewhere and land and then, you know, store the ship. I sometimes like just logging out in the bed. But do I use this enough? I kind of, but not really. So it's kind of up on that chopping block. My Sulin, it's my alien ship. Again, it's one of my fly arounds. I love this thing. It's really a cool design. I fly it around here and there. I actually do some small combat with it for kicks and giggles, and I just use it to fly around the verse just to get out around it. It's my little daily around ship. It's fun. I love it. I'm not getting rid of it. And then the Asgard. Now, I really love this ship. I really do. It holds like 300 SCU. It's super open. I can fit any ground vehicle in it. I love this ship. However, based off of what I'm wanting to get, again, because I'm going to have to melt some things down, it may have to go. I like it a lot, and I'm probably going to be sad if I do melt it down, but just because of the money I'm needing to make one of the purchases I want, it's probably not going to last. A1. Love this ship. I love the way it looks. It's a bomber. It drops size 5 bombs everywhere. It's just trying to get trying to get the bombs accurate to drop, it's always been a kind of a finagly thing. I like the A1, I really do. I love the fact that it came in black. It's a super cool ship, but I don't fly it a lot. You know, I saw a video recently where they were like, you know, you have to ask yourself, yes, they talk about when the gameplay for this particular thing comes, when the gameplay or this feature starts, this thing's going to be worth it. When this, when that, when, you know what, you can say that all day, but the point is, it's really not here. It's not. The gameplay for it really doesn't exist for where you get the use out of it like it does. I use it for, like I said, my fly around once in a while, because I just like the ship and I think it's cool. I can put a STV in there, but it doesn't, you know, it's okay, but it's a bomber. That's about it, and it's just really cool looking. So it's kind of up on the chopping block, honestly. And then of course my Prowler Util, it's a stealth utility ship. It's I can stealthily pull cargo that I don't want people to know about. If I want to make a, like, you know, one of them drug runs, I can do that. Trading currently right now, it's kind of sucking, but I like the ship in general. It's one of my favorite ships. The way it looks, the way it handles. I'm definitely holding on to this. It's not going anywhere. So then we get to the ground vehicles. I use all of these: the Pulse, the Atlas, the Lynx, the Medical Ursa, the MTC. The CSV-SM I barely use. I like the fact that it's a pickup truck, but you know, the reality is that I can buy this in the game. Because I'm sure it's not a lot. I could probably just buy one in game and use it there. So this one might be up on a chopping block as well. Now we're getting to the good part. Now, oh, I'm sorry, the whole A. I got this because I won a contest with FC and I got a golem, so I was able to upgrade another ship to this, just so I can kind of get into a little bit more hauling. I have a friend that has a whole C, and I just kind of wanted to see, you know, the Mist vibe of hauling. And I love this ship. It's super cool. So, but the whole B is coming out at some point. It's ready. It says it's well in the white box. We'll see what happens. I don't think it's gonna make IAE, but I actually think I'm going to upgrade that to the whole B. Whole B is like 300 something SEU. It's a good enough little band of cargo to really make a dent in cargo hauling. You know, aside from my ironclad. So I think I'm going to upgrade that to a whole B, and that will be that. So now we're getting to the good part. What am I thinking about letting go everything for? So first and foremost, I'm debating on dropping the Asgard and the A1 for the Perseus. So I've talked about this before. I'm a single player. I do have an org that I play with, but the reality is that a lot of us work different schedules. It's hard for us to play together. However, I would like a ship that can tangle with the capital ships. I'm not trying to buy an Indris. I'm not trying to buy the Polaris. And anything bigger than that, I'm not here for it. I don't want it. But with that being said, the Perseus, it's still small, it's subcapital, and it packs a punch. Has nothing to do with it being the new thing on the block. It's just, I could probably man this thing all right with 3 people. Comes with PDCs, size 8 forward-facing cannon, size 8 rear cannon on the bottom, and it looks like they have dual Gatling guns on them as well. So you, like in Squadron 42, where it showed the character in the turret for I forget what ship it was on. Maybe it wasn't a Javelin. Maybe it was a Javelin. Maybe, I don't remember. But they were able to switch between the two. It had 2 sets of weapons, some lasers and then some other things, or missiles. So they would switch between the 2. So it looks like the Perseus, you can do the same. So 3 people, a pilot that probably will have missile control, and there's I think 20 size 5 torpedoes. A front-facing cannon operator, and then the one that's at the bottom, and then let the PDCs do the rest. It's doable. I don't need to. I mean, I could probably do it with just 3 and make it work. But obviously, whenever with engineering, it may be a little bit of a feat. But the point is that I have about 6 people for the organization, so we could definitely do that, or do the Polaris that the other org mate has. But it's nice to have another ship that can tangle with capital class ships, in my opinion. So that's what I'm debating on. I'm debating on getting rid of these 2 and bringing in this guy. So what do you guys think about that? How does that look? I personally love it. I think it's great. Next, I'm a Drake fan. You haven't noticed, I do like Drake stuff. Not every single Drake ship, but I do like the Drake stuff. So we know that there is a new Drake ship coming. It's called the Clipper. And FC brought something up. The Zeus CL is technically called the Zeus Clipper. So they named the Drake the Clipper. But the difference is they call it the Zeus CL, not the Zeus Clipper. CL stands for Clipper. But this is actually called the Drake Clipper. That doesn't really matter. But the point is, that's the ship that's coming. I'm torn on how it looks. The little silhouette thing, again, it's hard to tell. From that to concept, I mean, from that to actual reality, it's different. So we'll have to see. I have to see it. I need something else. I think we got a clip of the wing in one of the leaks, which looks pretty cool. But at the end of the day, I need to see it. I need to see what it looks like. I need to see how the wings fold out and how they look with the ship, because it may look hideous for me. I may not be a fan. So depending on how that looks and how much it is, because that determines what I can upgrade it from. If it's above 2 and some change, the Meteor is going to get the axe. If it's below that, the SRV is going to get the axe. So it just depends on how it looks and functions, right? That's number one amongst anything else before I decide to do anything. And how much it is. Because again, I have to melt some things down to make it work. And lastly, now there's a couple other things. The new Grey Cat vehicle is coming out. The one that apparently says it may have missiles on it. If it looks just like the regular MTC, just with missiles, it's not enough for me to buy it. I don't care. If it resembles a longer type APC from Aliens vibe, I might get it then. 4 wheels, kind of low and kind of compact, but a little bit longer, like an APC with missiles. I'd get it. I would trade the MTC for that, but we'll see what happens. We don't know what it looks like. Lastly, the RSI Salvation. I already have a salvager, but we're talking about mini carrier being the ironclad and using it for a numerous amount of things. One of which I know me and a couple org mates talked about. You can, I don't obviously have a picture of the Salvation, but just thinking about how big it is, because it's supposed to be a little bit bigger than a Pisces, which we saw in a photo is in the Ironclad. We just had a leak of a photo. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but and actually I'm gonna pull that photo up of the, where's it at? Give me a second. No. This is, and this new redone of the Aurora is in the Ironclad. Like, how do we miss that? It's in the iron, right up there. That's the catwalk in the Ironclad. So look how big this is. Just take a second to think about how big the Ironclad interior is. That it fits this Aurora sideways at an angle. It's not even like long. This thing is at an angle inside this hangar. So just take that in mind. The Salvation is supposed to be a little bit bigger than the Perseus, but smaller than a Misk Fortune. So what that's telling me is that that's going to fit in there. And so with that being said, just like the Drake Golem, it looks like if you put that Drake Golem over it, like let's just kind of, that probably can fit inside. So if I'm out in the asteroid belt, especially when Nyx comes into play, be on the asteroid belt, out there minding your business. Out there, your Ironclad is the home base. You use the Fortune or the Golem, and you go out there, mind and salvage, mind your business. No, hopefully no one, I mean, it'll probably, no one's probably gonna bother you, because trying to run into someone out in the asteroid belt is a little bit harder. So if the Salvation is up to my standard, possibly the CSV might go. We'll see. I don't know. Sure, I have to make trips back to the Ironclad. However, I can do it over a duration of time and just keep stacking boxes until my stuff is full. Fly back to someplace, take all the boxes off, and just keep pushing. So that's currently my thought for IAE. What do you guys think? Do you think me melting down the Asgard and the A1 for the Perseus is worth it? Like I said, I do. I've been drooling over the ship since I first started playing Star Citizen. I didn't care about the Polaris, didn't care about the Idris. This ship right here has been something I've been wanting for a long time. And funny enough, apparently it's, at least back in the concept phase, whenever the Galaxy came out, the Galaxy and this were the same size. Interesting enough. And then two of my Orgamates have the Galaxy. It's not obviously out yet, but it's there. So this is my favorite. This is where I'm leaning. It's like gonna happen, more likely. It's like 98%. It's probably gonna happen. Because out there in the verse where you have mad orgs with mad capital ships, sometimes you're gonna need something that can contend, that might be a little bit more agile on the jump. We'll have to see. I'm a big fan. So that's probably what's gonna happen. A1 and Asgard are probably gonna go for the Perseus. Either the SRV or the Meteor, or it's gonna go for the Clipper if the Clipper is not ugly as balls and worth the trade-off. SRV is probably gonna go, the CSV is probably gonna go for the Salvation, possibly. That's my current predictions right now. So let me know what you guys think. Am I making a dumb decision? Am I making a good decision? Holla at your boy. Let Raptor know what y'all think. Remember, like and subscribe to my channel. Share it. I always love the input. If there's something more you guys want to see, I welcome the feedback. If you guys notice something that I'm not doing well, I welcome the feedback. Because at the end of the day, there is no Raptor Spiritus without the community to back them up. So, it's your boy Raptor Spiritus. You guys stay safe out there. And as always, I will see you guys in the verse.